You've heard the saying, good design is invisible. Invisible to users, yes, but not to teams. We use maps like journey maps and service blueprints to make complexity visible to us so we can build better solutions and keep collaboration moving. And if only a small core team ever sees them, we end up gatekeeping useful information and lose the chance to make broader impact in our organizations. Here's where things break down. When teams finally share these maps, the message can get lost. I often see newer or less confident presenters walk through a map and the room responds with confusion, skepticism, or defensiveness. But insights aren't the problem. The delivery is. The upside? These issues are easy to avoid with a little planning. Let's walk through 4 common mistakes and the small changes that you can make to avoid them. Mistake number 1, the grand reveal. If the presentation is the first time people are seeing the map, I'm sorry, but it's too late. People frequently feel pressured by having very little time to get acquainted with the map and will either have a lot of questions up front or will have very little to say up front. Instead of the grand reveal, offer a sneak peek. Share the full map a few days early and invite quick questions or comments so people arrive prepared and can dive right into problem solving. Mistake number 2, reading every step of the map out loud. Have you ever been in a meeting or a workshop and thought to yourself, this could have been an email? Don't let this presentation be one of them. Even if your attendees didn't read the map you sent in advance, you don't need to narrate every box on the map. Instead, open with why the map exists, the top problems, their business impact, and the recommendations or next steps. If you must explain a change or a flow, tell a story with one clear example and quote small bits of the map only when it adds clarity. By focusing on the top takeaways and a short list of annotated insights, your audience will be able to focus their attention and discussion on the things that matter. That said, the opposite problem of the urge to explain everything is the urge to explain nothing, which leads us to mistake number 3, assuming everyone understands acronyms and jargon. Consider, who will use this? How will they use it? Will everyone in your audience understand these terms? If you're newer to a company, you might assume yes, but it's more likely that your audience won't know or remember. It's fine if the language isn't perfect on your first pass with creating the map, but make sure to go back through and use plain language before you share it with others. Keep it simple where you can, and if you must use an acronym or a technical term, define it in place the first time you use it, or add a footnote. Finally, mistake number 4, blaming people instead of the system. Working with user research forces us to face our weaknesses. That's the point. But it's not always easy to face criticism, and finger-pointing shuts teams down. Focus on the product, service, and process, not individuals. Use language like we or our, share ownership of the problem, and propose joint next steps. Frame findings as how might we reduce this confusion rather than Team X caused it. Then, once the team settles on a solution, break it down into manageable pieces with clear owners. To sum it up, presenting maps shouldn't be a performative act, but a practical one. When we focus on improving the system together, the work moves faster, and the map actually drives change that everyone can rally behind.
Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more UX videos, check out these over here. And consider subscribing to our channel. You can find even more resources on our website, including a free library of over 2,000 UX articles. And if you're ready to dive deeper, we offer both live hands-on UX training and self-paced courses you can take anytime and at your own pace. Explore our full course library at nndgroup.com.